What's up, everyone? Eric here with you. Another episode of Classic Wax Sports Cards. We've got a box of 1990 Topps football. Now, this box, as you can see, it's been all taped up. You know, it's pretty bad shape. I bought it like this, and that's what I paid for it. This place right here, comics and stuff, I get a lot of stuff from there. Now, while I open this up and take some of this tape off of here without trying to ruin the box, because you know me, I'm a box collector. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to just talk about the 1990 NFL football season. So, that was the year that the New York Giants beat the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl. I believe that's the Scott Norwood missed kick here, if I remember correctly. Joe Montana was the MVP of the league that year. Actually, he was the AP MVP of the league, but Randall Cunningham had a great year. Warren Moon was the Newspaper Association's MVP. Sporting News Player of the Year was Jerry Rice. And your Super Bowl MVP was Otis Anderson. Walter Payton Man of the Year was Mike Singletary. Rookie of the Year, notable, Emmitt Smith. Offensive Rookie of the Year. And let's see here. What else do we have from that year? Let's take a look at the stats. What do we got for stats? Passing. Yeah, it looks like Warren Moon had a big year. He was kind of like the guy that year. That was a breakout year for him. So that's your 1990 season in a nutshell. We've talked a lot about these seasons. They kind of all mesh together. I mean, we know who the great players in this era were. In this particular set, we're looking for, there's no huge rookies. I think you have a Junior Seau rookie card in here. And there we go. Finally got it open. And I like these packs. I always thought these were cool looking. You know, they were just very, I don't know, the red, the colors look good to me. I'm a big fan. But we'll go ahead and set that aside, pull a few packs out here, and get going. Now, the guy they projected to be the big pick was Jeff George. I think he was your first-round draft pick the year before, and he was the guy in this set that was supposed to be, you know, great, and turned out not to be. Well, you have a Deion Sanders top super rookie from this set. That's one of the cards. Junior Seau. So there's some good stuff in here, and a lot of people like this design. I actually think this design is pretty cool myself. I like it better than probably, I like it better than a lot of the ones after it. Let's put it that way. Gary Clark, got a Roger Craig 1,000-yard club there. That's a pretty cool card. Oh, we got a Jerry Rice right out the gate. Andre Reed, receiving leaders. Nothing wrong with that. Jim Sweeney. These cards for that box being beat up. I mean, you never know with these boxes. That's why, like, a box that's this beat up, the cards could be in better shape than a box that looks nice and pristine. I mean, these cards are really good shape. Doug Smith, Derek Hill, Jarvis Williams, Morton Anderson, Jason Phillips. I don't believe that's a Neil Smith rookie. No, it's not. It's a second year, but we'll put him in the star pack. Charles Mann, David Craig, and a nice Mike Singletary with a little bit of gum stain on the back, but you got your Mike Singletary All-Pro. We'll just slide those right there. So, yeah, that was the year that the Giants, I believe, won their second Super Bowl of that era. We got a checklist here. Got Mark Bavaro, Courtney Hall rookie, Neil Anderson, Keith McCants draft pick, Flipper Anderson, Eric Ball. Dennis Bird. Bubba McDowell, rookie card. Steve Jordan, Pete Metzelaars. Nothing too great there. I do like these packs though. I think for me it's the red and the black together. The black jersey on these, right here. Oh, there we go. There's some gum. There's some disgusting gum. Getting all over my nice mat. More gum on the back. Gosh, I hate the gum. All right, Mervin Fernandez. Ah, there we go. There's a nice card. That is a second year Barry Sanders. His rookie card is 89 Topps supplemental set, so the traded set. We'll go ahead and set that. So far, that's our best pull. We're probably going to get something better, but we'll put up Barry right there. TJ Turner, Farrell Edmonds, Pat Terrell, Brister. There's Andre Reed, Hall of Fame receiver. Orson Mobley. I believe Andre Reed's in the Hall of Fame. I hope I'm right about that. Oop, we got a Junior Seau there on the back with a stinking gum stain. Look at that. My gosh. Really good card. Maybe the best card in the set, and a gum stain. Sterling Sharp. Eugene Robinson, Tim Rosenbach, Tony Casillas, Bobby Humphrey. Oh, there's a nice, I forgot about this one. Cortez Kennedy, rookie card. 1990 draft pick. That's a pretty good card. He's in the Hall of Fame too, I believe. Carl Banks. And there's your Junior Seau, rest in peace, from right up the road here in Oceanside, California. But it's got that ugly gum stain on the back. Otherwise, that's a cool card. You know what? We'll put that up there too. Let's put that right there. Tim Brown, Albert Lewis, Anthony Carter, Checklist, Paul Gruber, Ken Fagan, Vaughn Johnson. Moving right along. This gum is so hard. It's like, it's bricked, but like so bricked that it's like brittle and falling apart. Oh, we got another Barry Sanders right here. 1,000-Yard Club. Always like that card. Mike Johnson, Tony Bennett, John Stevens, Kirk Loudermilk, Thane Gash, David Fulcher, he was a really good player. Kevin Butler, Mark Murphy, Mark Rippon. That is his second year card of Mark Rippon. Mickey Schuler, and Hall of Famer Bruce Smith. Yeah, Rippon's rookie is, he's got a top super rookie in 89 Topps. Got some boxes of that too. I'll probably open a box of that. I don't like that set quite as much as this set from an aesthetic view, but I'll open one of those too at some point. Mel Gray, Daryl Thompson, Otis Anderson. There's your Super Bowl MVP. You got a Richmond Webb draft pick. He was a good player. Put him over here. Top super rookie of Chris Jackie. I've never seen a top super rookie of a kicker. Look at that mullet he's got, too. Eric Martin, Joe Wolf, Ron Hall, Jim Harbaugh. We'll put him over here. He's kind of turned himself into a star of some sort. Chris Carter, Hall of Famer. Merrill Hodge, Willie Galt, Matt Millen. Maybe the worst GM of all time. He's better known probably for that than he was as a player, perhaps, to most of the younger people my age. I didn't even really... I remember him as a player, but not... I remember hearing a lot more about him as a GM when I was, you know, all those years. Look at that. There's a Jerry Rice. Look at that. The back card with the stupid gum stain is a Jerry Rice. That's so disappointing. I mean, that's a beautiful card. It's well centered. And it's got that garbage on the back. Gosh. Oh, well. What are you going to do? Ah, well, that's a nice little consolation prize there. We're gonna put that up too, because that's not Bo's rookie. It's his third-year card. But Bo's our favorite guy, so might as well put that up here. Let's see. Move these over a little so you can still see our football box there. Mike Mularkey, Frank Minifield, Mike Haynes, Dave Wyman, Kevin Mack, Bobby Humphrey, Louis Lips, Eddie Anderson, Alonzo Highsmith, very good player, Don Mikowski, the Magic Man, Curtis Duncan, and Tim Spencer. So that was a cool pack, except for it had the gum stain on the Jerry Rice. Otherwise, you would have been stoked to get Jerry Rice and Bo Jackson in the same pack, without a doubt. Back then, those were like the two best players in the league, other than the quarterbacks. All right. Oh, we got another Jerry Rice coming up. Sammy Smith, Sammy Martin, Greg Townsend, Mark Clayton, great player. Looks like we got a Jerry Rice 1,000-yard club. That's a nice card. Scott Studwell, Ron Hall, another Jim Harbaugh. Guy McIntyre, Morton Anderson, and our favorite GM, Matt Millen. Excuse me. I was a good player, though, from what I have heard. Like I said, I don't really remember. He played a lot for the Raiders, 49ers, maybe a few other teams. Greg Bell, Mark Clayton, Carl Zander, Chris Miller, Paul Zansky, Lonzo Hill, Gerald Riggs, Andre Stewart, Ray Bentley. There's a nice Herschel Walker with the Vikings. Eric Allen. This guy was awesome. He's probably borderline Hall of Fame. That's his third-year card. 5 interceptions, 8 interceptions his first 2 years in the league. He was really good. Oh, here's a Dave Meggett top super rookie. He was a good player. There's your Super Bowl GOAT. And it wasn't just this guy's fault. It was like a 49-yard field goal or something. And then, you know, he wasn't. Guys didn't kick that long of field goals back then. So he wasn't necessarily the reason why they lost. They just didn't get it done. That's how you got to look at that, in my opinion. All right, what do we got here? We've got Ricky Sanders, 1,000-yard club. He was good for a few years, for sure. Mike Alexander, Don Warren, Sammy Smith, Sammy Martin, Anthony Carter, checklist. No big quarterbacks yet. Need to get a Marino and Elway. There's no Favre in this set. He was a rookie. Actually, yeah, I don't think he's in. I'm trying to think what his first Topps card is. I don't know. It's not this set, though. There we go. Nigerian Nightmare. Christian Okoye. Love him. 1,000-yard club. Andre Tippett. Townsend. Greg Lloyd. He was really good. Another Mark Murphy. Rippin. Albert Bentley. Bruce Smith. And another Jim Harbaugh. Seen a lot of Jim Harbaugh here in the last few packs. Oh, Barry fell. There we go, Barry. I heard an interview on the radio with Barry Sanders. Seems like a really great, down-to-earth guy. So, like, humble and soft-spoken, just, you know, just like he played. I mean, the guy was awesome. He just hand the ball to the ref when he would score a touchdown. No nonsense, you know, like they do now. Like, everybody's got their own little dance they do now. And whatever, it's cool, but it's a little repetitive. He was just old school, just handed it to the, you know, flipped it to the ref. Carl Mecklenburg. LaDainian Tomlinson did that too, which I always thought was cool. Here is a nice card. Now, he has a rookie card in '89, but this is your top super rookie. That's a cool card. Ozzie Newsome, we'll put him over there. He's a Hall of Famer. Bruce Armstrong, John Taylor, Willie Golt, another Matt Millen. A lot of repeats, just like Topps always does with their, pretty much all these companies back then. It's just, you're definitely going to get a lot of the same collations and repeats in these packs, just the way it is. They didn't have the best quality control back then. All right, Alonzo Highsmith, Magic Man, Mark Collins, Curtis Duncan, Spencer Browner, Barton, Grimsley, Humphrey. Who's this? Riggs. Chip Banks, Jesse Tuggle. Let's get a Dion. Simon Fletcher. Oh. Simon Fletcher, and last card, we got a Joe. We finally got a good quarterback there. Joe Montana on the leaders card. It's probably got the gum stain though, huh? Not that bad on that one. All right, let's see. Oh, we got another Jerry Rice. Won't complain about that. And we got Montana to Craig here. That's a cool card. Kozar. Leslie O'Neal. It's not his rookie, I don't think. He was another good player. Bill Bates. Bruce Matthews. Johnny Holland. This guy was a high draft pick, highly touted. Dermontti Dawson is a Hall of Famer, I believe. One of the better centers of all time. I know there's some people that watch that are Eagles fans. Jason Kelce's probably one of the better modern-day centers. And do you think he will make the Hall of Fame? I think at this point, he made the All-Pro team again this year. There's Troy Aikman. Now, there's a top super rookie Aikman in this set. His second Topps card. We got here sack leaders, Dolman and Lee Williams. What'd they end up with? 21 for Dolman. Holy moly. 14 for the AFC. Scott Case. So yeah, do you think Jason Kelce, Travis's brother, obviously, for those of you that don't know, he's been an All-Pro something like 4 or 5 times now, maybe 5 for the Eagles. He's got a Super Bowl ring. He's been back to another one this year, Darrell Green. He's a very unique, Jack Del Rio, very unique style of center because he's kind of old school. He's little, you know, for a center, an O-lineman. He probably only weighs about 265, 275, if that. He's not really that big. He's definitely one of the smaller offensive linemen in football, but yet he's had one of the best careers of any of them that are still playing. Andre Reed, that's a nice looking card. He was a great player. Leon White. So I kind of, a few years ago, if you would have asked me about Jason Kelce, I would have said, nah, not quite. But at this point, he's still playing at a high level. I think he's probably a Hall of Famer. If you look at who the other best centers in the history of the game are, there's not a lot. So we'll put Vinny Testaverde over there because we haven't. There's a nice top super rookie of Eric Metcalf and Jackie Slater, talking about good offensive lineman in that pretty sweet Rams visor. Really old school looking. Now, Travis Kelce's without a doubt, he'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's arguably one of the best, if not the best, tight end to ever play. I mean, you got Gronk, you got him. Those are the two modern day guys. You had guys like Antonio Gates that were prolific. And then there's the guys that are already, you know, Tony Gonzalez. 1,000-yard Thurman Thomas. So we're doing all right in this box. Been pretty good so far. Like to get a few more big hits here. Couple QBs. Maybe a Deion Sanders top super rookie. That's what we're looking for here. I'm becoming more and more of a fan of Deion Sanders. I don't know how other people feel about him. I despised the guy when he played because I grew up an Eagles fan. He was always on NFC teams, either the Cowboys, who was our rival, or the Niners, and he just won everywhere he went. Even on the Falcons, they were good when he was there. And he was annoying to watch as a kid when he was beating your team to death. But as an analyst and in his post-career as a coach now, I really like the guy. I think a lot of what he says makes sense. And Ickey Woods, I think he's a really good coach. He's a good recruiter. He's just a brilliant football mind. And he was a brilliant player. Might be the best cornerback to ever play. He's certainly up there. And he sort of changed that position, I would say. He made that more of a prolific position on the field where he was just such a playmaker, and he returned kicks and punts. And the guy was up there with one of the best to ever play the game, and now he's making a name for himself as a coach, which is really cool. I'm going to be paying attention to Colorado this year for sure. Let's see here. We got Al Noga. All right. Look at this guy's hair. I remember him. Oh, there we go. Ronnie Lott. Terry McDaniel. Oh, there's a nice looking card. Steve Atwater, top super rookie. Grandpop. Man, that guy's bald. He should just go shave it off at that point, like me. Boomer. Kyle Clifton. There he is. Randall Cunningham. Scrambling Randall. The ultimate weapon. The guy was so good. Oh, there's a nice looking card. Two of the best, the rushing leaders. These guys were beasts. Yeah, 1,400 yards each. That doesn't surprise me. Although the stats aren't much different. I mean, like, running backs now put up the same kind of numbers for the most part. Like, the leaders still have the same type seasons as the ones did back then. It's the passing numbers that have really been, inflated in recent years where they just went through the roof. You can't even really compare eras now with passing and receiving yards. All right, we've got Mark Stock, Daryl Moose Johnson, Bubba Paris, Eric McMillan, Gary Clark, we'll put him over there. Dexter Carter, Ron Cherry. Ah, there we go. Cool Joe. Cool Joe. Yeah, let's look at his passing stats. 1990, he's already had a prolific career by then. Look at that. Barely 3,000 yards. Like, those numbers would be so bad now. He wouldn't even be in the conversation. This would put you in, like, the bottom half of quarterbacks. I mean, 31 touchdowns, that's impressive. But back then, that was, like, really impressive. That would probably extrapolate out now to, like, 41 is basically what I would guess. I mean, I think there's that big of a difference between they play the game a different style. Most teams try to run as many plays as they possibly can, so that's a big factor. They're just getting more plays off than they used to. It's just different. It's more vertical. There's a lot of short passing where they just, they get it and run. There's a lot of yards accumulated that way. Mark Clayton, Harbaugh, Steve Berline. Let's get a Marino here. Brent Jones, Marino or Dion Elway. We've got Montana and Rice covered. Sterling Sharp, that's a good card. Keith Millard. And Wade Wilson, not the QB we were hoping for. No offense, Wade. You had a nice career yourself. Oh, the gum, the gum, the gum. The gum just continues to break into pieces and fall all over me. Get in my way. Ah, there we know we're getting something good here. I saw a peek. See that little yellow spot there? It's a good card coming up. All right, let's see here. Eric Wright. Oh, this is a good pack. This is a good pack. Joe Montana record breaker. Like that card. Ron Wolfley. I think he's an announcer now. Pepper Johnson. Lionel Manuel. Trace Armstrong. Leonard Smith. Art Monk. And boom. I love this card, man. This card and his 89 score are the two cards that I really like. Well, that's definitely going to go up here. We're going to go ahead and put that over Junior. All right, Tony Mandarich, Reggie Roby. Oh, man, that was the best pack. You had Reggie White, Dion, and Joe Montana, and Art Monk. That's the kind of pack that you want to pull every time. And unfortunately, that doesn't happen. But that was a really good, that was a good one. All right. Joe Nash, Neil Smith, Tim McGee, Charles Mann, Dave Craig, Munchak, Grossman. I'm going to try to speed this up a little bit. Rufus Porter, Ron Johnson, Wes Hopkins. Who's this? Tony, Andrew Tony, Perry Williams. Oh, look at that giant gum stain there. Thankfully, it's on a checklist. That's what you're hoping for. Oh, starting off with a nice Barry. There's the first card that has any kind of like... Oh, we got another good one here. Bang. Now we've gotten all the good rookies out of this box. There's your top super rookie of Troy Aikman. That's a good card. We'll go ahead and just leave that there, I guess. I don't want to replace Bo or Barry. Oh, nice little top super rookie of Rodney Peete. Take that. Johnny Hector, Ken O'Brien, Grimsley, Bates, Hill, Carnell Lake rookie. Okay. Jim Everett, we'll put him in the star pile, even though Jim Rome called him Chris Everett. One of the greatest, it's one of the greatest moments of television talk show history. If you don't know about that, Jim Rome, I don't know what you call him, shock jock type of radio personality. He had a TV show back in the day, and he had Jim Everett on there, and he called him Chris Everett on purpose a couple times, like, implying that he was a woman, or he was acting like a woman. And when Jim Everett said to him, "Call me that one more time and see what happens," and he said, "All right, Chris," and he ended up like just going after him like right live on the camera. It was unbelievable. Oh, there we go. John Elway. Now, it might have been staged. The whole thing could have been staged. I have no idea. But I don't think it was. It seemed pretty genuine. And Jim Rome, that's kind of how he was. He was a little annoying guy that just tried to always get under people's skin pretty much. And he's still the same way. He made a career out of it. And I like Jim Rome for the most part. Although I think he's gotten a little stale the last handful of years. But for years I listened to him off and on. But that was an epic moment. And Jim Everett would have killed him if he wanted to. Dave Brown, Steve Berline, Darryl Green. At least we got an Elway there. Oh, there's a card with a crease in it. With a little wrinkle of some sort. If you can see that. Jack Del Rio. Jerome Brown. Vinny Testaverde. All right. We've gotten some good variety in this box. I think overall it's been... Let's see here. Here's what we got left. That's what we got left. And the box bottoms on this one, not in the best of shape. That Elway, the Moon, the Cool Webster Slaughter. I'm not a fan of those leaders ones. I like the individual cards better, personally. The 87 set has... or the 87 boxes, the bottom have some really cool, they've got yellow borders. I like those a lot. 85 and 86 as well, I believe, have them. Nice, there we go. Jerry Rice, right off the bat. Jim Arnold, Eric Martin, Sean Landetta, Tim Harris, Seth Joyner, Eagle Legend. He was jacked back then, too. Look how big his arms are. He's still jacked. That guy's a beast. He's also a analyst. Boomer Esiason and Mark Rippon. We'll put Boomer in that pile just because we know that if he's listening, that'll make him feel good. He's the kind of guy that needs to be told he was good. That's for sure. Seems like he's got a chip on his shoulder all the time. But I like Boomer for the most part. Brian Blades, Ron Morris, Billy Ray Smith. There we go. See, we're getting good variety. We're getting we're getting pretty much all the cards, which I appreciate that. Like, I hate when I get a bunch of repeats. You know, we opened that 87 Topps box. 4 Jim Kelly rookie cards, which I guess you can't really complain about, but there weren't any Cunningham rookies. I don't think we got any Dan Marinos or anything out of that box. There wasn't a lot of variety. It was a lot of the same stuff over and over again, the same pack collations over and over. This one seems to be better. More gum that's just making a mess. Ernie Jones, Keith Byers, Bob Golick. There we go, another one. Marcus Allen, we haven't gotten that one yet. Don Beebe, Charles Haley, another good one. Haven't gotten him yet. Ickey Woods, Ron Holmes, not to be mistaken for John Holmes. Art Monk. Greg Cragen. Ah, there was the card you were looking for in 1990. Too bad he turned out to be kind of a bust. But we'll put that over there anyway. We'll still put it in the star pile just because it was a rookie. Jeff George had a couple good years here and there. Heck of a talented player. But just, man, never really get it together. Christian Okoye with the big gum stain on the back there. That's disappointing. Neil Anderson. Flipper Anderson. Steve Puller. Never knew how to say that guy's name. Ah, there we go. Another Troy Aikman record breaker. Nice card. Grogan. Woodside, Dixon. There's your Okoye with the massive gum stain. Tom Rathman. Tom Rathman was so good. He was just so good. He was one of the better fullbacks the league probably ever had. He was just versatile. He fit that San Francisco team so well. And I'm pretty sure he was drafted by Bill Walsh. I'm not sure if he was on any other teams before that. I don't think so. Got an Anthony Miller. Ah, there's Howie. Howie Long. Hall of Famer. Broderick Thomas. Reggie Langhorne. Taylor. Baker. Keith Byers. Charles Haley. And these gum stains are just really pronounced, is the right word. Tim McGee, Benny Blades, Drew Hill, Rodney Hampton. He was a good player. Thurman Thomas, Hall of Famer. Brister, Ernest Biner, Ruben Mays, Hinton. There you got an Atwater super rookie. He was a rookie in. So the top super rookie is equivalent to like the Gold Cup in baseball, basically. That's the way I look at it. Like those guys were rookies the year before, but they were probably all pros or all Pro Bowlers. That's why they got the top super rookie tag. And I believe in baseball it's the same way with the Gold Cup. Those are for guys that were rookies but made the All-Star team. Anthony Carter. Tim Worley, top super rookie. Here's a guy that was pretty highly touted too. Didn't do much in the pros. Roger Craig, he definitely did a lot in the pros. Merrill Hodge, our favorite GM again. Roger Vick and the Magic Man. That pack, those cards were a little funky. They were like, they had a little bit of, couple of those cards in that pack were like a little bit warped. Otherwise, this box has been, these cards are in nice shape. They really are. Better shape than a lot of the boxes I opened. They're crispy, clean. All right, this is the second to last pack. Let's see if we can't pull something good from this or the last one. Otis Anderson. Bob Nelson. Oh, I would have been happy to get this. I was a big fan of him back in the day. Andre Ware. Bobby Humphrey. Oh, there we go. I didn't know he was a rookie that year. Steve Tasker. Kevin Murphy and Rod Woodson. Topps All-Pro. He was good. Rod Woodson was a beast. For a long time, too. All right, this is the last pack. It has maybe the worst gum stain yet. Look at that nonsense. And it's Ron Wolfley, thankfully. No offense, Ron. Vance Joseph. Or no, excuse me. Vance Johnson. Vance Joseph's a coach now in the league. I think he just got hired by the Broncos. All right, let's get something good here. Tim Harris. Kelvin Martin. Eric Wright. Oh, we'll take it. Joe Montana. Definitely take that in our last pack. Ron Wolfley, Treadwell. Okay, Eric Metcalf, super rookie. Nice card. Slater. All right. Studwell, Miller, Muster, and Mark Jackson. All right, well, that is it. Here's the hits. We got Barry, Dion, Seau, Bo, and just about every other big hit you could have possibly got, I think we got. I don't think we really missed anybody. You know who we didn't get? I don't think we got a Marino. But here's everything we did get. Elway, Craig. We got some Rices, Montana. You know, lots of stuff in here that was good. Rice there, Montana, Derek Thomas, super rookie, Okoye, Meggett, you know, all these. There's a Jerry Rice. So overall, I thought that box was pretty good. Definitely worth the 20 bucks that I paid for it, and definitely glad that I ripped it open. All right, guys. Well, like and subscribe to the channel. Check us out next time. We got many videos coming. Go to ClassicWaxSportsCars.com to purchase any of our wax packs that you see here in front of you. And thanks for watching. Have a good night.